Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to the 10 best places to visit in New Mexico. A state that I've not really looked at, I guess, like the landscape and how it looks. I haven't really looked at much of the state, to be fair. So it's going to be not like a first time look, because I've probably seen it here and there. But a video sort of focusing on the beauty and stuff. I think it is my first time doing a reaction like this, looking at this state. So it should be fun. Hopefully you're going to enjoy. It's not really a state that I think of when it comes to like beautiful landscapes. I know it's got a lot to offer, but it just doesn't really cross my mind when it comes to this kind of stuff. So not that I'm expecting to see not things that aren't beautiful, because already we're seeing something here that's incomparable to anything that we have in the UK. Like, you just don't have anything close to this. So yeah, I know there's going to be beauty here. I just don't really know what to expect. Maybe more like deserty. I don't really know how to describe this sort of scenery. I just say deserty. Quite hot. This sort of colour in a lot of places. Just looking a bit dry. I feel like I'm just violating the state. But no, we're going to see. Hopefully going to enjoy. And if you're from the state, let me know if this does your state justice, or if it isn't really doing it justice enough. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's jump into this and see what New Mexico has to offer.
Of the most incredibly scenic and diverse landscapes.
Whoa. This is New Mexico. Well, there you go. That's my myth busted already. This doesn't look dry or deserty. This looks like the opposite. Damn.
In North America,
Whoa.
New Mexico provides endless.
I hope this isn't baiting me in and they are actually part of New Mexico, because sometimes it does these sort of things in the intro and then that's not actually part of the state.
Opportunities for sightseeing, exploration, and adventure. With strong influences of both Native American and Hispanic culture, the state offers a multitude of unique attractions, both in large cities like Santa Fe and Albuquerque, as well as the smaller hubs of UFO-focused Roswell and the artists' colony of Taos. The center of the American Southwest, the land of enchantment, didn't gain statehood until 1912. Today, New Mexico offers fantastic nature experiences, distinctive cuisine, and an impressive fine arts scene. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 rated tourist attractions in New Mexico. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our that you know when 10. Taos Ski Valley.
I didn't know there was skiing in New Mexico. What is this person doing? That doesn't look very safe. It's just mid-flying in the air. Where are they going to land?
Northeast of Taos, in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, at 8,900 to 12,500 feet, is the magically beautiful and excellently equipped winter sports region of Taos Ski Valley. This resort is considered the best of New Mexico's ski resorts. In recent years, the ski resort has come under new ownership and undergone over $300 million in upgrades that have included new lifts and a revamped base area. Fortunately, the new ownership was careful to preserve the charm and vibe of Taos Ski Valley even with the changes and improvements. Taos has always been known as a skier's hill, with outstanding intermediate and advanced terrain.
Risky.
Half of the trails are for experts, but don't let that dissuade you from a visit. The ski school here is top-notch, and they'll have you conquering runs you never thought possible. Finding good conditions here is rarely a challenge, with the 25 feet of annual snow the resort receives. At 9, Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument.
I can't believe we're starting with ski resorts in New Mexico. You learn something new every day. Wow.
North of the old mining town of Silver City are the Gila Cliff Dwellings, 42 rooms in 6 caves, built into the cliff face by the Mogollon Native Americans around the year 1300. Tourists can learn more about the Mogollon culture and the region's natural history at the museum in the visitor center. Among the park's geological features are numerous natural caves, as well as hot springs, some of which can be reached by trail from the visitor center. Tours of the cliff dwellings are available, although visitors should take note that the tours start at the cliff dwellings themselves, and it takes about a half hour to walk up to them from the trailhead. At 8, Cumbres Toltec Scenic Railway.
That looks old school as hell.
The Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad is a narrow-gauge heritage railroad that runs between Chama, New Mexico and Antonito, Colorado. Constructed in 1880 and 81, this cozy train ride traverses the 10,015-foot Cumbres Pass and heads through the dramatic Toltec Gorge. The ride offers stunning views of the surrounding land, from grassy, deer-filled hillside meadows to stream-laced mountains.
Jeez.
This is the highest...
This is New Mexico. I am really like pleasantly surprised about the mix of like landscapes and like mountainous, it's foresty, there's desert, there's loads of different regions that I wasn't expecting to see. Obviously desert I've said before, but
Steam-powered railroad in the nation, and the ride has thrilling moments as it crosses the Cascade Creek Trestle 137 feet in the air, climbs the face of a cliff and doubles back dramatically on the Tanglefoot Curve. Passengers will see many of the railroad's original structures along the journey and have the chance to stop in the rustic Osceola, Colorado halfway through the trip for a lunch break and some exploring. Next up, at 7, Santa Fe Plaza. Inevitably, your journeys around New Mexico will take you through the capital city, Santa Fe. This is fortunate as the city has a wealth of interesting tourist attractions. One of the most interesting places is the Santa Fe Plaza. It's here that you'll find historical buildings, along with colourfully painted walkways, restaurants and all manner of shops selling things that are only...
I do find like the style of buildings here so interesting as well. Obviously, I think it is to do with the heat, and it just sort of makes it cooler in the homes and stuff. But it's just really cool to see this style of building in like a capital city, because it's just, I don't know, you just wouldn't, not that you wouldn't expect it, but it's just so different to like pretty much any city in the world, this sort of style.
Found in New Mexico. The Santa Fe Plaza is a pleasant spot to linger under the leafy trees in the center grassy area with a coffee in hand, while the warm New Mexico sun filters through the shade to remind you that this is indeed a desert state. As you relax here, give some thought to that blank space on your wall or the mantel. Chances are that one of the many artists showcasing their work on the sidewalks will have just what you are looking for to bring home warm memories of this unique state. At 6, Taos Pueblo.
I've looked at this place before. This place is so cool. Look at the backdrop here. Bloody hell.
Just outside the city of Taos, the Taos Pueblo has the oldest continuously inhabited dwellings in the United States. These adobe structures have stood for more than 1,000 years, constructed of straw-reinforced mud bricks and timber-supported roofs. These apartment-style homes are up to 5 stories high, and around 150 people live within the old town full-time.
Wow.
An additional 2,000 reside on the 95,000-acre property in a variety of traditional and modern homes. Residents welcome visitors to take a tour of the community, which has been designated both a National Historic Landmark and a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Yeah, I've looked at this place before. It is really cool. I can't lie. I do love this sort of stuff being... like this sort of preservation of this sort of stuff. I just love the fact that that's the case, because it's just so different to anything else in like throughout the US pretty much. I think you have a few places that are like this, but I don't know if they're inhabited. I mean, we saw one. It's not. I don't know if it's like this, but the cliff dwellings, like similar style. Just I love the fact that this stuff's kept and they're preserving it and stuff.
The Pueblo is closed to the public during several of its annual traditional events. And now at 5, Petroglyph National Monument. The Petroglyph National Monument is managed jointly by the city of Albuquerque and the National Park Service, which help preserve this culturally significant site while educating visitors.
Oh, it's like
the area encompasses 7,244 acres, consisting of a basalt escarpment, 5 dormant volcanoes and an expansive mesa. The park's most famous feature is its petroglyphs, images which were carved in the basalt by indigenous peoples and early Spanish settlers centuries ago.
Whoa, that's
Approximately
mad.
20,000 petroglyphs are found within the park, many of which can be viewed from the hiking trails. You'll find 3 main hiking routes, the least strenuous being Boca Negra Canyon, which has 100 petroglyphs along 1 mile of trails. Those who are up for a longer hike in the desert can take the 2.2-mile Rinconda Canyon Trail or the 1.5-mile Marcadas Canyon Loop, each of which have around 300 petroglyphs. Hikers should be aware of local wildlife, especially rattlesnakes, and should be well prepared with water for the longer treks, not to give to the snakes. At 4, Bandelier National Monument. Bandelier National Monument is a 33,677-acre preserve encompassing some of the most dramatic volcanic landscapes and archaeological ruins in the state. Former home of ancestral Pueblo people, the area was likely occupied from AD 1150 to 1600. Among the remains of the indigenous habitats are structures such as masonry walls and dwellings that were carved from the volcanic rock, as well as petroglyphs that illustrate the Pueblo culture and daily life. This national park has an educational museum, hiking trails and campsites. To visit the most popular area of Bandelier National Monument between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m, you'll need to take the free shuttle. The bus runs every 30 minutes during the week and every 20 minutes on the weekend. If you have a pet with you, an exception is made and you can drive to the site at any time. And now at 3, Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
I don't know if I'd ever go on a hot air balloon. I mean, I feel like they're probably quite a safe form of travel in terms of like deaths caused by them, but just you're never going to catch me in one of these. But then we're seeing this place where there's probably what? I mean, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's loads. Got 15 in this image here of them flying.
Each autumn,
Oh my
Albuquerque
God.
hosts the world's largest hot air
Is that a flipping... I don't know Star Wars, but is this a Star Wars character? Hot air balloon? What the fuck?
balloon festival, drawing crowds of more than 80,000 people. The tradition, which started in a
pretty
parking
cool.
lot in 1973 with only 13 balloons, has grown to occupy a 365-acre park with more than 500 balloons participating.
What?
This 9-day festival is kicked off by the breathtaking Mass Ascension and continues with unique displays of
Whoa.
coordinated ballooning and nighttime presentations.
Whoa.
In addition to
pretty
the brightly
cool.
coloured skies, the festival offers plenty of things to do, from kids' activities and live musicians to a juried craft show and dozens of street performers among the numerous vendors. While in Albuquerque, tourists will enjoy sightseeing in the city's old town where the Spanish first settled, also home to the Albuquerque Museum, which contains historical artifacts and exhibits about the area. At 2,
Pretty cool, I like that
White
one.
Sands National Monument.
I've seen this before.
White Sands National Monument is one
This one is quite cool to look at, to be fair. It's just very pleasing on the eye.
of the most stunning landscapes in the state, located a half an hour's drive southwest of Alamogordo in the south of New Mexico. It lies in the Tularosa Basin, a northern offshoot of the Chihuahua Desert, and is surrounded by rugged mountains. Here, gleaming white gypsum sand has built up into an extraordinary landscape of dunes up to 60 feet high, which are constantly displaced by the wind. If you didn't know better, you may be fooled into thinking that sand dunes look like giant snowdrifts. Park your car pretty much anywhere and start your adventure by just walking out into the dune landscape and finding a huge sand dune to explore. Remember where you parked your car though. One of the most popular things to do at White Sands is sledding. Round plastic saucers work well, but any sort of plastic snow sled will do the trick. The round saucers
look
are
quite
available
fun.
for purchase at the park store, of course. To get a feel for the vastness of the park, take the 16-mile round-trip Dunes Drive. This scenic trip takes about 45 minutes, but plan on much longer as you'll be sure to stop at the hiking trails, picnic tables and exhibits. And finally, at number 1,
Carlsbad Caverns. Is this a caving system?
Carlsbad Caverns National Park. Comprised
Oh, it
of nearly
is.
120 known caves, Carlsbad Caverns National Park is hidden mostly underground. Carved from limestone deposited in an ancient sea, the alien underground landscape is one of the most famous New Mexico tourist attractions. The Park Service offers self-guided audio tours and ranger-led tours. Visitors can also experience
Oh,
back
damn.
tours, trips to specific caves, and walks through the outlandish geological formations. Up above, visitors will find a wide range of opportunities for backcountry hikes and backpacking. Be sure to bring ample water. And there you have the
There we
top
go. Pretty mixed. There's a pretty diverse sort of amount of things that you can do. New Mexico really is unmatched. What's amazing is how each of these places offers a completely different experience. That's what I'm saying. It's so unique. And whether it's quiet or in Bandelier or the high energy excitement of the Balloon Fiesta, I work with a lot of people relocating here, and these spots are often what seal the deal for them. Seriously, check out Chaco Canyon. Did not make your top 10 sites to visit. Only an out-of-state Anglo would be oblivious to this. Let's get a cheeky little look at this place. Chaco Canyon? I don't know how you say it. Here we go. Let's see. Images. Looks very historical. Oh, it's a deeply personal place for the indigenous. Oh, okay. Wow. So what I'm gathering here is New Mexico seems to be like quite a hot spot for these sort of communities that were there hundreds of years ago, and obviously you have different places in the US that have this as well. But New Mexico seems to be a very, very hot spot for this specifically. So I guess like yeah, like communities used to live here and stuff like that, and I say it's been preserved. It's just sort of there, I guess, from the remnants of when it was built. But damn, pretty interesting. And maybe I could do a reaction looking at that specifically. But yeah, there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. And until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.